Hey guys, how are you all doing? As you can see, I have finally downloaded a recordable screen recorder for my Android device, and today we're going to have a full look at the Solex app. I have actually got the 3DR on with the remote as well, so we can hopefully have a look at all the features within the Solex app. So as you can see, I'm already logged on to the Solo app and I have connected my Wi-Fi link to my Solo. And it is saying looking for vehicle, but this is because I'm inside at the moment and it hasn't got no GPS. The actual transmitter is also saying searching for GPS, but like we all know, can't really get GPS for the Solo inside. So anyway, let's have a look at this Solex app. So before we actually go into the flight features or anything, what I will do is we'll go through the menu and the settings and things like that. So if I click on this top left hand corner where it says Solo, there we go, and you pulls up this little section here. So we've got all the features here. As you can see, if the Solo wasn't connected, the vehicle settings and the calibrate viewing and all that might not be showing and find my vehicle, but currently it's showing because I am actually connected to Solo. So what we'll do is we'll start with the first one and we'll go into app settings. Sorry, I'm not too used to actually using my Android pad yet, but here we go. So we go, we're in the app settings now. So the first one is full flight. So it shows flight screen without decoration. So basically that shows, I guess that will show when you're in flight, it will show the whole screen in the flight, but you won't be able to have any of the readouts, for instance. And it's got units which you can hit on, and I've currently got it set at metric, which is meters. I think in America you probably have it set as imperial with feet and everything like that. Come out of that. Next one is battery warning distance, accounts for the distance in battery warning. So that with that on, that will give me the warning when the battery is running low, and it will count for the distance that the drone needs to come home, which is a very good feature. That's better for me. So if I fly it out long range, it will tell me when I need to basically turn around and bring it home, so it's got enough battery power to bring home. So that's a really good, cool feature. Next one says show GPS location. So there you go, I'll actually put that on. So that will show the current GPS location on the screen of where the actual drone is. It's always good to have that on, I think, just in case anything happens, I'll know where the drone is. Location format. So format to display locations in. Guess that's just how to display it. Advanced mode is enable potentially dangerous options. I'm not going to keep that on. I'm quite sure advanced mode is when you can actually do some acro with the actual 3DR Solo, flying it a bit more advanced. I'm not ready for that yet. Don't really want to lose my Solo. Next point, verbose output. Displays more messages in various places. Okay, I've got that on at the moment. I'll leave that on. The more messages the better. Save T-logs. So that section will automatically save your flight logs. So I've got that set on. That's always good so you can see what your flights are. Kill switch. Now I've currently got that off. It shows a kill switch on the actual when you're flying it, and you can kill the motors instantly. I fly out in the field and nowhere dangerous, so I'm actually going to leave that off. I think you'd have that on if you wanted to fly in a dangerous area or where there are people around, where you can actually just kill the switch for more safety reasons. Again, the instant kill is currently unhighlighted because I haven't turned on the kill switch. Stores files externally, stores files in a shared space on the SD card. So I've got that off at the moment. Gimbal relative pitch, I guess you can sort out the pitch on the gimbal on the HUD. Move gimbal relatively to touch position. So I guess that sounds like you can move the gimbal via touching the screen. We might try that out in another video. Show debug information, don't worry about that. Auto start recording. Now I've actually got that off because I do like to hit the record button, so when I come back to editing I can actually know when I have just hit the record, and it's easier to tie everything back together but you could also have it so when you set the Solo up and you start the motors, it will automatically start recording. And I've got on spoken recording set status, so when it actually starts recording and stops recording, it actually speaks to you, the app. There we go, voice alerts. Again, these are all alerts that you can have on. So you've got voice alerts, talk like Solo, voice status intervals, and then these are all the ones I've currently got ticked to set that it will give me a prompt to say something, that battery status, altitude, speed, heading, signal strength, full distance, and recording status. So you can see I've actually got them all on, so as I'm flying along, the Solex app will read all these things out to me when it's needed. There you go guys, that's the actual app settings. Go back into this settings, and now we're going to the vehicle settings. This I think will be quite similar to the actual Solo app, because it's for the actual vehicle. So here we go. There's vehicle speed, which I've currently got it set at medium, which I always tend to fly in medium if I'm honest. Steering speed, mine's at very low, but again, if I move this bit up and down, you can change your steering speed. Keep mine at low. Again, move that. Go up medium a little bit more. And then below the steering speed, you can actually set your altitude distances. So your return altitude, I've currently got it set at 85 meters, which is, for me, wherever I fly, it's above the highest trees and anywhere like that, so I tend to get back quite safely. If you've watched my previous video, you'll know and you've seen the field that I fly in. So 85 meters tends to get me home nice and safe. And also, you've got your altitude limit. Now, you can have that set to, if I remember right, to no limit. But I get frightened with no limit just in case it has a flyaway or something. So I set it right at the edge, which is 149 meters. 150 meters, anything after that, it sets to no limit. Again, the same situation I have with the distance. I can set it at no limit, and I will eventually do that when I get into my range tests. But for my general flying, I like to keep it at the max number that you can get. So once it gets to that max number, it will return to home, which I actually have that set. If you look below distance limit, it says fence action. So when it reaches these fences of 150 meters, 149 meters altitude, or distance limit of 900 meters, what does the fence action do? I can either have it to report to me to let me know it's reached that distance, or I can have it to return to land. I've actually got it to set to return to land. Just for the type of flying I tend to do, it's better. When I do my range test, I'll probably have that all off, have it at no limit. Then next section below, you can actually set on the remote, everyone knows you've got the A and B options. You can set them two buttons to whatever you like. I currently haven't got them set to anything. Let's see, we can set to the A button to altitude hold, stabilize, acro, drift, sport, loiter, or unknown. I'll leave mine at unknown for now because I haven't really got used to any of them features. Going further down here, you can set your Wi-Fi and password, and that is the last section on the vehicle settings. So again, you can change your Wi-Fi password, guys, and the name of your Solo link, but you more than likely would have done that already when you first set up the Solo. Let's go back into the next one is calibrate viewing angle. So I'm not sure what this is. For the follow to work correctly, the screen viewing angle must be calibrated to your camera device. Follow the steps by calibrating your viewing angle. So I guess here you can calibrate your camera's viewing angle and everything. Mine's already set, so I'm actually going to leave that, but this is a section you're going to do that. Next section on here is find my vehicle. Again, I'm inside, we haven't got any GPS. I'm not sure if mine will work, but you can go into this section. Looks like it brings up Google for you, and it should pinpoint where your vehicle is. But like I say, mine isn't set up. We'll have a look. It might work, but I'm not sure if it will, to be honest, because of the fact that I haven't got any GPS at the moment. So it's currently trying to search where my vehicle is. It's giving it a point of Mitcham Common. Now that's the field where I fly, like where I normally fly my Solo. So obviously what it's done there, if I zoom in there, that is the field where I normally fly. So what it's done is that picked up the last location that it remembered where the Solo was, which is where I flew it when I had the first little test of the Solex app, and it's telling me that's where the Solo last was, because currently it hasn't got GPS. Obviously if it had GPS right now, it'd more than likely go to my house and show you where my house is, which is actually quite good. That I don't really want anyone to know where my house is currently. So here we go. What we'll do is we'll come out of that, we'll go back into the Solo app, because that took you to Google Maps, which I think is very cool. So if I was out flying with it and I lost Solo, literally find my vehicle, brings up Google and gives you the last position of its whereabouts, where it was, and it should make it a lot easier to find it if it does get lost, which I hope it doesn't. Then on the next section now, we've got flying locations. So on this, if you just got a Wi-Fi enabled tablet and you haven't got 3G, it's always good to load up your maps before you go out to fly. So I've actually got one loaded up here, which is again the field where I normally fly. So if I zoom out here, the maps are already loaded up for this, because if you've got a Wi-Fi device and you're out in the field or out wherever you're flying and you haven't loaded these maps, then what it's doing right now, it keeps going back, but anyway, if you haven't loaded the maps, these maps are already, because they're set for you, you won't be able to pick them up without any GPS. You won't have Wi-Fi connected to anything because you'll be connected to the Solo. So before you go out, connect to your home Wi-Fi and basically load in all these maps, as you can see I've done there. It currently seems like it's going back because it doesn't know where Solo is, but I could probably click back on Windmill Road and it will take me right there. So yeah, I've had this whole big map loaded up, so I've got the whole area of where I fly, and that tends to be one of the main areas I fly, and it's the only one I've got loaded up so far. Right, so again, make sure you load up your maps on the Solex app if you're using a Wi-Fi device. I'm quite sure if you're using a mobile phone that has 3G network or any sort of internet network apart that works separate to Wi-Fi, you might be able to, I'm quite sure you are able to just load up the maps as you're flying. But if you've got Wi-Fi, make sure to load them up before you leave. Again, then you've got the next section, which is vehicle. Now, because my vehicle currently, the vehicle, it can't be connected because I think, there we go, vehicle details. So on this section, it will give you all your details of your vehicle. So there's my last details of my vehicle: name Solo Link, description default vehicle, AP name Solo Link OMAR, status flight, 4 flight times, 11 minutes and 54 seconds, and a distance of 952 meters. My Solo is currently flight. My Solo has flight a lot more than that, but obviously this is all of the data that the Solex app has picked up on, and since I've had the Solex app, I have actually got it in the air 4 times for about 11 minutes and 54 seconds with 952 meters in distance travelled in total. So that's quite good. It gives you the readouts there. It also gives you the motor hours, tells you how much the motors have run as well. So that's quite a good bit of information that you can get out of the Solo there. Like I say, guys, this app is very in-depth. It's got a lot to it. So this video might be a bit long, but hopefully it gives you guys a lot more details. Next section, you've got batteries. Now, I haven't actually set any batteries up in this, but what you can basically do is, if you hit the plus button, you can name a battery, put some notes down, the status, and then that battery you can always keep an eye on. Again, like the vehicle details, it'll give you more in-depth details of the battery, the flight time, how long it's flown for. So that's quite a good thing to have. I will be eventually adding my batteries in to this section. And the next section we have is flight profiles. So in flight profiles, it seems like, what can you do? Warning: flight profiles allow you to fly with non-factory settings. Do not use this if you are the least bit worried about your warranty. Again, so I guess you can do a lot more with this, a lot more, I guess, changing of the Solo and the software and stuff, which I'm not going to do. So again, we're going to come out of this and we'll go to the next section, which is remote commands. I've gone into the next section. So you've got remote commands, which again is something I'm not too sure about what it is. I'll have to start learning about it. Next section, relays and servos. Again, something else that I'm not too sure about. I guess there's a lot more to Solo than we actually know, or this app gives you a lot more features than we actually know Solar can do. And then you've got geofencing, which obviously we know what it is. I've done it before. No geofences. Click here to create a geofence. So again, you can create a geofence. I've done it previously with the Solo app. We might try out a geofence on this. It's nothing that I ever use. I just wanted to do it previously as a test, but we might test it again on the Solex. The next section is share. So I guess you can share the Solex app. Cable cam, no saved flights, fences. So you can share your flights. You can share certain things, I guess, your actual flight logs and everything through networks, I guess. But I've currently got nothing on there to share. So let's come out of that now. And we'll go back to, I'm not sure how we actually get back to the main section. I thought you'd just hit Solo there, but obviously you don't. Keep hitting back on my screen until I get to the main section, which there we are now. So again, we're back to the main screen. We've now gone through all the settings on the Solo, on the side, and now what we'll do is we'll actually go through the actual main flight, so what the flight screen looks like and everything else. Before I go into that, as you can see, this part of the screen looks very similar to the actual Solo app. Very clean, very nice, and it's got an extra button here which I will tap on now and show you what that is. In-app purchases. Below is a list of in-app purchases you've made or can pick up. So I guess you can make in-app purchases for Solo. You can buy extra stuff. I know you can buy the Tower app, like the autonomous mode that Solex does, but I'm not going to do that because I have actually got the Tower app as well, which we'll do another video on another time. So we'll hit back on that. So now let's go into the flight mode. If you were to actually fly at the FPV mode, hitting plane button there. Not recording, if you heard that. That's what Solar said to me. GPS. Waiting for GPS. There you go. So Solo is going to start talking to me a little bit as I'm moving around. I should have a view of the camera, which currently isn't on. Oh, that's why, because I haven't actually turned the GoPro on the Solar. So what we'll do is we'll turn GoPro on as well, so we can see if we get any footage. Not recording. There we go. As you see, my living room showing up again. So let's go through this Solo app at the moment. So it's very busy on the screen at the moment. It seems like there's a lot of data. We'll start from the top left hand side. You've got the home button, which if we hit on, so then it hits person. So I think that will show you, waiting for GPS. It'll either show the distance from where you are or the distance from the home point. So that's quite cool. So at the top left hand side you've got distance, you've got altitude, in the middle it says what mode it's currently in, which is loiter. Currently says your battery percent, which my current battery I've got in it is at 46%, and it tells you your signal strength from the controller, which is at top at the moment. Then below that you've got your speed. Not sure why it's currently moving in the speedometer or anything, to be honest guys, because Solo is sitting still on my table and it's not moving at all. Then you've got your GPS, tells you how many satellites, so it says 4 sats. So yep, the controller is also saying there's 4 satellites, but it's not ready to fly. Also gives you your voltage, and I guess that will be the time that you're in the air. If I remember from when I first tested the Solo app. Yep, still waiting for GPS. When I first tested the Solo app, that gave you the time of how long you've been in the air, which is a very cool feature. Then if we look down to the left hand side here, left hand bottom side, it also gives you the GoPro that what is filming in. Then there's a little control there, so I'm not sure if I can hit that. What we'll do is try. Yep, so it comes up with the controls and some more features there. So speed, steering, so it gives you some more app features here for the Solo, some camera settings, select the battery that we're currently using. Puts a little symbol in the middle of the screen. Okay. Take that out. Oh, this is telemetry basically. This gives you different features that you can put onto the screen as you're flying.
Waiting for GPS.
Okay, so that's LEDs. There you go. You can have change the colors of your LED, guys. You've got front off. You can have all off, yellow, white, breathe, party mode. See what party mode does. Oh, solo starts flashing in all different colors. Fronts are off currently. And we've gone yellow. Breathe. I'm currently just going through all the flashing lights. Reset is back to normal. So we will do close that. There you go, guys. You can change the lights. That's very cool. So you can actually change the lights on the Solo, which is something you couldn't do with the Solex app. Oh, sorry, with the Solo app, you can do it with the Solex app. Have a look at what this is below the light bulb. Okay, that brought up
waiting for GPS.
Something else, which I'm right. Okay, that is the gimbal control, guys. Currently got the phone piece in, so I am actually going to take the phone piece out quickly. And we're going to try that again. I think that is the gimbal control. There you go. Yep, that, guys, the gimbal is actually moving. So the bottom one below the light bulb there is actual gimbal control, so you can control it directly from the app. So we'll take that off again. So we'll go through them again quickly, guys. The top telemetry one there, this is just some details, I guess. Camera, battery, 5 satellites, giving you some more information. And you can have your battery connect, or choose what battery you'll be using from there if I had them selected or had them inputted into Solex. You can change your speed and your steering speed. So you don't have to go into all of the settings for these. You can just do it directly from the flying part of the app. So this puts a little centipede dot on there. I'm not sure what that would be used for, really, to be honest, or is that going to show me where I am on the screen? Not too sure. We'll see that a bit more when we go out and fly. Below that you'll have your lights, so you can change how you want your lights on your Solo, and then like we just saw, the gimbal control. You can close that one there, and that was controls. So now we'll hit telemetry, and it brings up some more telemetry on the left hand side there. It tells you your altitude, your height. That's quite cool. Vibrations, I guess that's vibrations on the motors, I'm not sure, but that's quite cool as well. And then commands. What are commands? So I guess you could set up commands for the Solo to be able to do something by just commanding it with a button or with a word, I guess. I'm not sure if it's voice commands, but it says commands.
Waiting for GPS.
Yes, we know. And then close. So there you go, guys. That's left hand side. Then on the bottom left hand, you've got the circle with the camera symbol, which is, if I'm right in saying, if it's the same as a Solo, will be all of your extra features that the smart features that Solo does have. So if I hit that, again, not used to using this pad at the moment. I have to press a bit harder than I do for the iPhone. But yep, I was right. This is all your features: your orbit, your selfie, follow optical, follow record, follow remote, follow me, zipline, pano, cable cam, and HDR photo. So they're all the smart features that we will be going through all of them again in depth, like I did with the Solo app. We'll go through them in separate videos with the Solex app,
GPS.
and we'll see how it goes with the Solex app. So there you go, guys, that's them features. We'll go back from that, and we'll have a look on the right hand side now. So obviously you've got your record button. So just quickly, I'm going to take the controls for the gimbal away. There on the screen again. Close that. On the right hand side here, you can see you've got your camera buttons. So on the top here, it's where it can record and not record. So currently it is not recording. sure how I would get it to record. I think it won't start recording unless it's got GPS, so I guess you're going to need GPS to start recording. And there you go, you can actually push that away by this button here. But you currently can't hit record, it's not letting me record. I guess you need the GPS to also be able to record on the Solo app. I'm quite on Solex app, sorry. I'm quite sure on Solo app you didn't need to, you can start recording without having GPS. But we'll test that at a later stage. Now on the bottom left hand side of that, you've got another little button that is also faded out. Not sure, to be honest guys, why that is. I think that would give you more features of the camera. It might be I need to set this up for which camera it's set for. But there you go, that button actually works. So that's for the grid, so you can actually have a grid up on the screen. I'll show you again. There you go. That'll be quite nice to fly with, quite helpful. And let's try work out why it will not let me record. I think.
Waiting for GPS.
Okay, there we go. Okay, so you can go into record. Oh, there you go. Look at what I've gone into here, guys. You can also go into map view. So it's currently showing me where I am. I guess this is off the tablet's Wi-Fi or previous location. It's showing me that I'm at my house right there. And you can go back into that screen by hitting that button there. And let's see what the other button does. Oh, that's a cool button. This is the one I had a quick look at when we were flying it. Now this actually gives you full telemetry like you were a pilot on a fighter jet, I guess. So altitude heads up display, that's what you call it, a heads up display. Gives you all sorts of details, your altitude, distance, which way your quad's facing, satellites. Well, that's very cool. I do like that indeed. So you did that by hitting the bottom right hand corner.
Waiting for GPS.
Oh, and it seems like you can actually touch that bit, stroke up and down, or swipe the screen to move the gimbal up and down, which is another cool feature. So we'll come out of that. That's cool. Right, so there you go. At the moment I'm not being able to record or hit the record feature. This could be because of the fact I haven't got satellites, or it could be because I haven't set GoPro up on Solex app yet, which we'll see if I can do that now quickly. There might be something. Normally I thought it was within the same section you'd have to set it up, so we'll just have a quick look at settings. There wasn't anything. It might be when I went into the camera viewing angle, so I might go and try to set that up in a little while.
Not recording. Waiting for GPS.
There we go, we're back in. I've gone back in and it seems like the record symbol's come up. So all I needed to do was basically come out of the flight section and go back in. I think it's because I turned on the GoPro. Yes, I did turn on the GoPro after I had got into the flight section. So if GoPro is actually off when you come into this section and then you turn the GoPro off, you do need to go back to this section and then hit the fly button again. So you can go in and you'll have your record features. So now what we can do is we'll go through this. I think this is the shutter speed.
Not recording.
The ISO. And also this is now showing up here. So this gives you details of so currently recording in a resolution of 1080p medium. So it gives you all the settings on your GoPro. So I have actually got GoPro set up on here. By the looks of it, yep, Hero 4 Silver. And you can control the GoPro from here, all the settings. So you don't have to actually go into GoPro, you can change it to whatever you want. So for instance, I went into this. And change it to 14p, which is what we don't want. We're going to change it to 2.7K. Medium, 25 frames per second is what I like to film in. It's telling me it's not recording because we're currently in this section. And you can change quite a few features on there. You can also change the mode that you're in, so video, photo and burst burst mode. We'll keep it in video for now.
Not recording.
And that's what that little section does. Gives you a lot more features on the actual thing. You can actually change the model of the GoPro you have by going into this section as well to get access
Waiting
to
for
all the
GPS.
features. So come out of that and we'll hit record, see what he said.
Recording.
There you go. It's a bit jittery. I think that could be because of my Android recording device at the moment, but it did say recording and it is currently recording. I'll just angle the GoPro up a little bit. There you go. We'll stop the recording.
Not recording.
And now it's not recording. There you go. I really do like that, guys. I do like this app a lot. It is similar to the Solo app, but with 10 to 20 times more detail. So if you love your detail when you're flying, you like to get a lot of information, I think the Solex app is the way to go. It does cost money on the Android App Store. I think it was about £25 to £29. But it is a well worth it buy, guys. Solex app does seem very good. Again, it's got so many features, which I'm just going to keep tapping things at the moment again. Oh, you can change the colour of the actual heads-up display as well, guys. So that's quite a cool feature. I like blue, so we'd probably have blue. Come out of that. But anyway, guys, that was my quick look. Well, not quick look, quite a lengthy video, I think. But that was my look at the Solex app and all the features that are within it. My next video will probably be me taking Solo out and having a good flight with the Solex app. I will put that onto the video and we'll see how that goes. And also we'll do some range tests with the Solex app. See if Solex app gets me a lot further. A lot of people on YouTube have told me if I wanted more range, I need to get Solex app. So I've got Solex app now and we'll check them out in the future. Hope that video helped you guys. Thanks for watching and I hope to catch you in the next.
Waiting for GPS.
No worries, still waiting for GPS. Anyway, guys, thanks for watching and I'll catch you in the next. Bye.